Well, it happened. In a year that has given us a venerable smorgasbord of electronic entertainment goodness, Christmas has come. The Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer finally dropped. And like any self-respecting gamers, we've gone over this thing with a fine-tooth comb, and we are reporting back to you with great excitement. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on GameRanks, 20 things we spotted in the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. Starting off with number 20, the Ocean View Hotel. The first safe house from the OG Vice City game, and probably related to why Alan Wake is still stuck in the dark place. No, I'm kidding. It's not the same thing, right? It's not the same thing. It is the same thing from the OG Vice City game. Immediately, they're reminding us of old Tommy Vercetti, Ray Liotta himself, and it's exciting to see the old girl. Seems like they've gotten an upgrade on their sign since then, but the Ocean View Hotel's back. Now, keep in mind, Rockstar and Remedy do work together. Rockstar owns the Max Payne IP, and Remedy acquired the license to remake the original 2 Max Payne games. So, are they going to take advantage of this crossover opportunity is the question I'm asking. At number 19, maybe something a little more obvious. There's 2 main characters. There's Lucia, and we don't know for certain what his name is, but the leaks suggested Jason. Seems like we've got our confirmation on that. Are we dealing with a crime romance here? Is this how we're going to get co-op in Grand Theft Auto? Are we going to get co-op in Grand Theft Auto? Will one just kill the other at some point in the story? Will that be a story choice? Obviously, only time's going to tell us the answer to that, but I am very intrigued. At number 18, in the official promo art, Lucia has an ankle monitor on her leg, implying she may be on house arrest or probation. So this ain't somebody who hasn't tangoed with the law in the past. In fact, if you got that bracelet on, you definitely ain't royalty or anything like that. Is her past going to figure into the story in some way? Most likely. That's kind of how stories work. But how is what's particularly interesting here. Is she going to get blackmailed by the police? Maybe. Is she going to get blackmailed by a colleague? Also maybe. In fact, probably on both of those things. If you remember, San Andreas was a cornucopia of everybody betraying you, and I'm just saying there's ammo. At number 17, we got revamped cop cars. We've spotted Crown Vics. We've spotted Dodge Challengers. We've even spotted Ford Explorer police vehicles. Oh, they've even gone as far as to do the Dodge Hellcat. I don't love seeing cop cars in real life, but I love pissing the police off in a Grand Theft Auto game. At number 16, it looks a lot like we're going to be seeing weather, as in crazy weather, as in, I don't know if you've ever been to Florida, but there's hurricanes there, and it looks like those are also in the game. I've spent some time in Florida, and I will go ahead and tell you this. The weather can change on a dime there, from beautiful and sunny to insane, crazy wind, rain, stuff flying around, and then it can go right back. If that's simulated in the game, I think that's going to actually create some serious fun because A, let's not forget how fun Rockstar's physics usually is, and B, this is truly the next gen. At number 15, there's a Pisswasser beer reference, a classic GTA staple. It's back there in this little store. Looks like they're about to rob it. Will they take the crappy beer? Who knows? At number 14, there are animals. You know how there's animals in Red Dead Redemption 2? Yeah, there's some shots in this trailer that look just like straight out of Red Dead Redemption 2. We got flamingos in nature, and again, as anybody who has spent any time in Florida can tell you, it looks accurate. Exactly how many animals? Who knows? But between the pink birds and that gator in the background, there's at least some crazy Florida crap here. Someone else also spotted a little dog on the beach too, which is fun. Who knows what exactly they'll allow you to do with the animals. Hopefully something, like hopefully they're not just for show, but we'll see. At number 13, there's a Dodo-style airplane. Yes, I am excited to see that. That is certainly a memory from the Grand Theft Auto series, but I do hope that if it is indeed the Dodo, that it flies a lot better than the Dodo. The Dodo, I don't know if you remember, controlled like crap. But it's not just planes that we're seeing some interesting variety in. We're seeing fishing boats, yachts, and even some big shipping boats, as well as a speedboat. And number 12, there's a Tom Petty reference on a door sticker, and also the trailer music is Love is a Long Road by Tom Petty. If you don't know, Tom Petty is a Florida native. If you drive around enough cities in Florida, you will eventually see a mural of his face. So I think pretty fitting tribute to a man who really put out a lot of great music. At number 11, in this version of America, there is an Instagram Reels or TikTok type social media that exists. You can actually see vertical video footage from the in-game world at various points in the trailer. Is this going to play into the story? Is this going to have a mechanic that you can do something with? It's not really something we know, obviously, but it does make good sense that a game set in present day would have such a thing. But also, by including this, you confirm without a shadow of a doubt that it is a contemporary era game. At number 10, lowriders were spotted, so does that mean streetcar culture has returned? Now, I might as well say it, they look cool as hell. The cars are obviously incredibly detailed. It's Grand Theft Auto, and it's a game that won't be out for about another 2 years. So it better be reaching for the stars, and it looks like it is. And on top of that, it does look like the culture around those types of cars is making a comeback here. At number 9, speaking of cars and how realistic they look, like these cars are looking real close to the real life cars. I'm obviously not branded, not the real named cars, but like in everything but name. Like we saw a blue Porsche, we saw a white Ferrari, an orange Dodge Challenger. Pretty sure we saw a Chrysler 300 and a Durango, and they all look exactly like their real life counterparts, minus the real life brands, because of course they're not going to use the real life brands, duh. At this point, I don't know if it's because the brands don't want to be in the game. I wouldn't be shocked if they did, but clearly Rockstar doesn't need the money, and or they don't want to pay for use of the brands. I don't know who needs who more here, but clearly I think Rockstar is the one in the driver's seat on this one personally. It just wouldn't feel right if the cars were the real brands. And number 8, this is a real quick one, but we noticed toll booths. Yeah, we're not at all even gonna like give that a mild bit of consideration as we're playing, but it's a nice little detail. It's kind of like the stoplights and all of that. Nobody actually observes those things and their rules, right? Do you stop at the red lights in Grand Theft Auto? I don't think so. Why do it with the toll booths? At number 7, we saw some definite redneck stuff. We saw the Thrillbilly Mud Club with some video footage in the trailer. Interestingly enough, I think the mud and like dirt visuals must share some type of overlap with Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know if it's technology or just the same people doing the art, but it really does remind us of the RDR2 graphics, which is obviously nothing but a good thing. And number 6 is the old train bridge from real life is in the trailer. This is something that, in my opinion, is pretty exciting from a driving around perspective, because I don't know if you've ever seen the movie True Lies, but that's where they did some pretty big stunts from that movie. They did it on the train bridge, and there's a big old section of it where things fell apart, and it looks awesome, and I can't wait to jump it. I am going to jump it, and I'm excited to see if anybody figures out somehow to actually pull off the helicopter thing. We'll see. At number 5, wow, is the density of stuff crazy. Like, look at these beaches. To say that they are crowded with NPCs is just a massive understatement. This looks like going to a crowded beach on a hot summer day. Everybody is desperate to cool off. And then you see all these cars packed into the streets at night, almost at a standstill, crazy traffic. Is it how everything is all the time? Absolutely not. But at the most heightened times, not just Florida, but a lot of densely packed places, this is what it looks like. And number 4, like we said, this is basically Florida. It's not called Florida, and we've seen license plates that say Leonida now. A nice little clever nod to who discovered Florida, Ponce de Leon. They took the Ida off of the Florida and put Leon in front of it, made Leonida. And if that's not how it's said, well, they can tell me in 2025. I think my rationale's pretty good here. What do you think? Hit the comments. Tell me how you think this pretend stand-in for Florida is pronounced. And number 3, there's a bunch of people who have said they think that this is a recreation of a real club in Miami called Club Space, which is apparently a hoppin' techno club. In fact, the most hoppinest in the United States of America. I am not familiar. I'm not gonna lie. I spend a lot of my time perched on top of a rock looking for mice scurrying down. I'm a bird of prey, my friends. I don't know what Club Space is, but I guess lots of people think that's what this is. I hope it is for their sake. It'll make them happy. If not, it looks cool still. And number 2, we got a press release that says no PC yet. Well, it doesn't actually specifically say we're not making it for the PC right now. Instead, what it says is nothing about the PC. It says that it's coming to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series, but it says nothing about the personal computers of many of people out there with computers. This, as you might expect, people are not particularly happy about because everybody really likes the PC. But I'm not immediately too upset about it. This was how Grand Theft Auto 5 was released, and I think it's better that they develop the game in a closed development space. If you're developing only for 2 platforms, PS5 and Xbox Series, rather than the basically interchangeable set of different circumstances that is the personal computer, I'd rather them do that first and then worry about making a good PC port later, because I am really tired of bad PC ports. And finally, at number 1, the release, probably the most important thing for a lot of people in this trailer, because of course this is just a collection of visuals. It's not really giving us too much of a taste as to how the game is going to play. It is neat to see a whole bunch of different things from it finally after all this time, but we're going to be waiting for a little while longer because they told us 2025. Now, there is some speculation about that being fiscal year 2025, which is between April 1st, 2024 and March 31st, 2025, because they are forecasting an increase of the value of their company of a few $1 billion during that time period. But that doesn't really mean that it's because of this for sure. Why? Well, now that everybody is frothing at the mouth for Grand Theft Auto 5, they have nowhere to go but up. And it could very well be that knowing GTA 6 is coming may increase activity on Grand Theft Auto Online or spur more purchases of other Rockstar games. We'll see. But I do think it's pretty safe to say that when this game comes out, it's going to do absolute gangbusters for them, and a few $1 billion doesn't sound that absurd to me. Not even a little. This is going to be the biggest game of all time, probably. You've seen how people are reacting to. People are going nuts. I'm going nuts. I'm psyched. I can't wait to know more. And you can bet that as soon as we have more, we will make sure you know. But that's all we